Tucked away in the valley of Los Angeles, 42 miles northwest of Disneyland, sits a tiki bar with a 78-drink challenge called the Grog Log. Drink all 78 drinks within 1 year, and you get a plaque with your name on the wall. Let's join two thirsty friends for a little My Time as they embark on a drunken journey through the log and talk about dumb shit like theme parks, drinking, and drinking at theme parks.
Welcome to My Time.
We're back.
We're back. That voice was Corey.
I'm here, and that's Dave.
That's right. Are we going to do that thing where we introduce one another? Maybe.
Oh, sometimes.
It works for our 4th episode.
Yep.
Will it be back for our 5th? Tune in and find out.
We don't have a lot of structure.
We have a super fun episode for you all today. We have our first guest. But before we meet him at the Tonga Hut, I'd like to let you know that we're 7 drinks down.
We're getting so close to the end.
We're almost there.
71 more to go.
Yeah, it's quite a few drinks left. So without further ado, let's go get those drinks. Let's head over to Tonga Hut and we'll introduce you to our super fun guest and some super fun drinks.
Yeah, enjoy.
Okay, we got Sugar Ray pumping in the back. So now,
There we go.
You know
Now
what that
we're ready.
means? That means that we're ready to go.
We're ready to roll.
We are back at the Tonga Hut and we are about to start grog logging.
Back at it.
Yes, but today we're not going to do that podcast thing where we like just sit and talk for 20 minutes and ignore the other person that's sitting in this very small booth with us.
I would probably jump in.
I would hope so. Okay, so that voice was Andrew T. Andrew is a good friend of mine and was a writer on That 90s Show and Mixed-ish and hosts a podcast of his own called Yo, Is This Racist? With Tawny Newsome. Andrew is officially our first guest on...
Doing it.
That
On
is
our-
wild. Thank you for having me.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
I have a
coming.
very specific reason for asking you to come on the show first. We'll get into that, but before we do, as we walked in, you said that you've never been to the Tonga Hut.
Yes, and I thought I had, but the fact that I didn't know where the door was told me pretty clearly I'd never been here
it's
before.
not the door that looks like a front door.
No,
Yeah.
They try to confuse you.
I mean, look, it takes a real confidence in your business to make it
Go around back, please.
significantly more difficult to enter your bar.
I love that, though. That's even
It's
more
like- it's
charming. It
very
adds to the
confident.
charm. Let's make it as dark as we're legally allowed to have a
I think
bar.
that's part of it, is
I know.
because then the door on the back keeps the
Oh, I
light
guess
from
I
coming
guess
in
it
a
would
bit.
be it would be
Oh.
like when Blade finds the vampire den
Yeah.
every time that opens.
Either we have to wear motorcycle helmets or
Yeah.
we have the door in the back.
You need to
Yeah.
tiptoe into the darkness rather than just
Yeah.
fully submerge yourself.
In college, I took a photography class with a dark room, and you need that little door that like doesn't let any light in.
Tiki bars apparently have to have those as well.
Yeah.
I do have an irrational fear about rotating doors.
Really?
About rotating doors,
Yeah,
like
man.
glass rotating doors?
Yeah.
Any of
Any of them.
What
I
is
think,
it?
Yeah.
I think when I was like a youth, I can distinctly remember going through one at like an airport or a theme park or something.
She never came out.
Never came
she's
out.
Still there?
I'm a ghost.
Oh, so we're living your dream.
I'm a
as
ghost.
your-
Yeah. And I got myself wedged between it, and it like completely like pinched my shoulders. And I just remember my dad being like, "You're fine."
Oh,
Look
Oh,
it up.
you
man.
just yeah.
Yeah, like literally. And ever since then, I'm like, if there's a way around this rotating door, I'm going around it.
There shouldn't really be 99.99999% of the time it's fine,
Yeah,
but you could also definitely be cut in half.
totally.
And, like
And that is my irrational fear to this
it's
day.
just like a higher risk than I really was thinking
Yep.
through. It is like thinking about how simple like a door should be. It is a lot of fucking moving
It
parts
is
if
weird.
you think about it. It's like a level of complexity that feels
Welcome to our podcast where we talk about revolving doors
Yeah.
for 15 minutes.
Oh, let me tell you this. If Universal announces that they install a revolving door,
I got a problem.
Corey will know about it. Corey will chime in and say, so, did you hear about the new revolving door at Universal?
I start breaking out in hives.
I
I'm
know,
like, I don't know
so-
if we can go.
And that will be an entire episode. That's kind of an insight to who we are, what we're doing. We got here, we checked in with our Grog Log sheets.
Yep.
We kind of gave Andrew the rundown of...
I will say this, and I wasn't sure how much you're going to run this down on every
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
I think I get your scheme.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm not
You're
positive.
onto us.
No. I'm just like, okay, so like, what's
Okay.
happening here?
Okay, so there is a challenge here called the Grog Log Challenge.
Okay.
You have 78 drinks in this book called the Grog
Grog
Log.
Log.
basically
it's surprisingly thick. I
Yeah.
will just say.
So Tonga Hut has now taken the book and made a challenge called the Grog Log Challenge. You drink all 78 drinks in this book within a calendar year.
Okay.
And then you get in their club, the
Okay.
Loyal Order of the Drooling Bastard.
Okay.
That's a club we want to be in.
So all of these people on the wall are all people who have completed the challenge, and you make your own little plaque and you hang it up at the wall.
The
And-
plaques are shockingly nice.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
to say.
And you can order a fitted fez hat.
Yeah.
Oh.
can
Yeah,
Wait it.
fitted fez.
So we're clearly doing that.
Okay.
So-
This is obviously both hubris and famous last words, etc.
Yeah.
78 drinks in a year does not sound that hard.
No.
It's it is
Sorry.
yes and no. Yes and no. It takes a lot
You
of
gotta commit.
Yeah.
you take a couple weeks off and then you're taking off a third week and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh shit, I'm 20 drinks behind where I should be. It winds up being like death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Yep.
It's no, I get it. I'm not saying it's nothing.
I will say this.
I guess it's
A lot of-
real bad for you. I understand.
Yeah, and a lot of these drinks are not the delicious drinks that you like know and love out of Tiki, but they're like, hey, all the components of this drink sound great, but the proportions are all off. But this happens to be like a 1960s cocktail.
Oh, sure.
So it's like gonna just taste like straight up
right.
anise.
Okay, and
Yeah.
because it's from that
Right.
era when cookbooks would have stuff like mint jello and a grape and an
Yeah.
olive
Yeah.
together.
With like
yeah.
meat in the jello.
Yeah, of course.
Here's like that famous olive sandwich.
Yeah.
It's just olives and mayonnaise.
That wasn't that long ago for an entire nation's palate to evidently have changed.
It is
Because that was in
interesting.
cookbooks.
Yeah.
That's
Like
crazy.
Betty Crocker's like cookbook,
Yeah.
like that my mom had, the like red and
Yeah.
white checkered one.
Yeah.
I feel like that stuff was in there.
Like the pineapple and ketchup extravaganza. Like, what the fuck is happening here?
So gross. That sounds disgusting, actually.
But it was always shit like that.
A lot of those wartime, like
I guess that's true.
a lot of those-
Ration,
but
right.
that's what
yeah.
Tiki was kind of born out of that,
Right,
as well.
right, right.
So,
Totally.
like, I guess it is natural that a lot of this tastes like shit.
Well,
the-
right, because it's like the fruit got preserved.
Right.
And the booze kills a lot of the flavor of everything else.
God, yeah.
And you're on vacation or
Yeah.
in the darkest room in California.
Well, it's raining.
Yeah.
So typically, what we do is we hand over our sheet and we say whatever you want to make us from this list.
Yeah.
Give it to us. Andrew had a great suggestion today. Since it's a dreary day,
Yeah.
we're gonna do the hot buttered rum.
Which we've been tipped off previously is not delightful.
I will say I've only had one before. Actually, at the other famous tiki bar in Los Angeles that I know, Tiki Tea.
Tiki tea.
It was like one of the drunkest nights I've ever had in my life.
Tiki Tea will do that to you.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's Tiki
That's
for
also
you.
here.
It
too,
really
yeah.
was wild. This is wonderful. I will say, and this might be me. I'm a person that that booze from Chicago, Malort. Have you guys had that?
Yeah.
Before?
Oh, yeah.
That's sort of famously everyone's like, oh, this is the most disgusting thing you can do.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm pretty tolerant. I think partially it's because when I did a semester abroad in China, there's this brand of, I guess it's called Baijiu, which is like white liquor. But it's like sorghum vodka, essentially. It's a very strong 80-90 proof
Oh, wow.
Oh.
alcohol. But there's this brand, it was like 12.5 cents a pint or something like
What?
that.
God.
And the closest smell I could relate it to
Oh, no.
is
no,
um,
this is never a good sign.
nail polish remover or paint thinner.
Oh,
It was
Oh,
like
boy.
the wildest shit, and people would routinely just drink this with lunch, with meals, and that's the very cheapo version. The ergoto sorghum, the grossest single
I mean,
substance you
we'll have
can
to
have.
try it.
God.
Why not?
It sounds delicious. It sounds delightful.
Your
Truly.
glowing review of it really
It
sounds good.
I don't know
yeah.
what to tell you other than, everyone's going to be doing more business with China over the coming years, so get
Sure.
fucking used to it.
I think
think
it's.
we're done.
I think it's ready.
Ooh.
All right, before we taste this, do you have a cheers that you say to friends or anything like that?
Oh,
Like a specific thing you like
I
to say?
don't.
Uh,
Or I can
No,
freestyle
Or you
something.
free- Freestyle it.
Yeah, I'm on the edge of do I keep up with a bit and just keep on doubling down on this dumb joke and embarrass myself in front of our guests, or
Oh.
do I just let it go?
I say
I don't know.
you do it.
Let it go, much
Oh,
like
Jesus.
Frozen. So
He's doing it. He's doing it.
we drank a drink called the Aurora Borealis.
Okay.
Young Elsa and young Anna are woken up in the middle of the night by the Aurora Borealis. And young Anna says, the sky's awake, so I'm awake. So now,
Okay.
So now I say the drink's awake, so I'm awake. And
there it is.
It needs a lot more backstory than I realized.
any good toast,
Yeah.
any good joke needs a good 20-minute preamble.
The drink's awake, so I'm awake.
The drink's awake, so I'm awake.
I'm down with that.
Okay, so we're going to taste this hot buttered rum, and then we'll tell you all about it.
Yep.
It's hot, so we want to
This
drink
is-
it when it's
yeah.
hot.
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, a lot of booze.
It's
Yeah.
not bad. I taste a lot of tea.
I got more butter than I hoped.
Yeah, there was like a floating bit of butter
Well,
on
you know,
top,
they
melting.
Like, I know it's in the name, and I can see it with my eyes.
But I
and-
was still surprised there was butter on
yeah,
top of it. I'm with you.
It's
The
still
promise of the
unnerving.
premise.
Yeah, it's really unnerving.
Okay, so we're going to tell you a little bit about this drink.
Yeah.
Yep.
First of all, it comes in what we would say is
It's an
like
Irish
a little
coffee glass.
an Irish
Yeah.
coffee glass.
Yeah.
And
It's like hotel lobby coffee dispenser cup.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
It's literally the ones you remember from like the Holiday
Yeah.
Inn growing up or whatever.
kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
perfect.
Or like when the wedding really wants you to leave.
They start tossing these out because
Yeah.
they're like a penny each or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a dark brownish kind
It's
of
a tea color.
Yeah.
tea. It looks like a tea, and it's got a little nice floater of a pat of butter.
It's got a lot more texture in it than
Like
I realized.
sediment in the bottom?
Well,
or?
a little bit of that. I definitely got, I assume a clove in my
Oh, yeah. I think there's
my first
cloves.
bite.
But I'll tell you. So the official name of this is the Volcano House Hot Buttered Rum. It's got lemon juice, maraschino liqueur. It's got sugar, hot tea,
More sugar?
butter, cloves,
Pretty sweet.
and rum.
Here's my question, and I'm guessing it's not specified in the recipe.
Yeah,
It tastes like the butter is slightly salted,
it doesn't.
which is mildly unnerving as well.
It doesn't.
Salted butter versus
doesn't- yeah.
unsalted. Yeah.
So it doesn't call for that.
I
It doesn't
would-
call for salted butter.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
think if I were calling for it, I would specify. If I were writing the recipe, I would specify unsalted butter.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. What it does say is that this drink was invented by a bartender at the Volcano House Hotel in Hawaii in 1950. Let's see. Perched on the rim of the Kaloa crater, the Volcano House still offers great views of the Big Island's active volcano, but no longer offers this drink.
Well, does that say something or what?
So the way that this drink was sold to us, we
Yeah.
heard somebody else ordering it last time we were here. The bartender said it's not our hot buttered rum.
Yeah.
I see.
It's
A lot of
specific
places-
recipe.
A lot of places make their own butter that then they'll put into the buttered rum.
I see.
This is not that.
The thing with hot buttered rum is it sounds like the kind of thing like a John Candy character would order as a punchline.
100%.
Like it's
Like
you're
you,
like,
the only thing you drink is hot buttered rum.
yeah, like,
yeah.
That's okay.
What's
that's
your
weird,
go-to
man.
drink? Hot buttered rum.
And then we wind up in bed together.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, it's like that era of
that-
like what the fuck are you talking? I've only been to Hawaii a couple times in my life,
Yeah.
and I know that there are different climates and stuff, and maybe up on the top of the volcano it's a little chillier. I cannot think of a thing I would want to drink less in the Hawaii I've been to.
Let's plan a nice, beautiful Hawaiian day.
80 degrees, humid,
Yeah.
tropical thunderstorm.
Shower. Just it's so humid and so hot that it just is going to dump on you a little bit. You're sitting next to an active volcano, and you're thinking, I think I'm going to go hot buttered rum.
Yeah. I want something that makes me feel like I just had like a big baked potato. Like my lips are covered in butter
Yep.
right now.
I was gonna say I feel like it's filling me up more than a normal drink would. Yes. Is this a good one to start with? Like you know how people drink bulletproof coffee with like the butter in it because it like takes the acidity out and like lines your stomach in a different way.
Is that what bulletproof coffee does?
Yes,
Okay.
supposedly. Is this gonna make us not be hungover?
Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow. Here's the thing. I don't think I dislike it.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like,
I think it's great, but it's weird.
I don't dislike it. I don't particularly love the pat of butter just
The
caressing my lips
Yeah.
every
the
time
pat
I
of
drink
butter
it.
is the most off-putting thing to me, to be honest.
Yeah. I guess mentally, I thought this was going to be like piping insanely hot.
Sure.
And I don't know why that's more appealing to me.
Because it
Because the
tastes like,
butter would melt.
Yeah,
well,
I guess.
It tastes like a warm tiki drink, which
Yeah.
is like kind of strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would I drink this again on a nice rainy day? Would I come in here?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think everything but the butter. I'm failing to see why you
So
need
just
the
hot
butter.
rum.
Yeah, hot rum. It's like tea and it's like lemon tea with rum.
A lot of people are now fat washing their alcohol.
That's true.
So I don't know if this was like old school fat washing,
Could be.
like
Yeah.
maybe that was giving it kind of like a different texture. I just don't know what was coming over this guy in Hawaii in the 50s that
It's an interesting choice.
that
Yeah.
you need this drink.
The specific combination of the place, like learning where it's from.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God, I got the book.
You got the.
I think you gotta knock.
We've lost Dave.
I
Did you swallow the clove?
no, I just swallowed the entire pat of the butter.
Mine melted.
Just choked on a clove.
We tend to rank things like on a scale of 1 to 5.
Just 1 to 5.
I
Just-
see.
5 being like best ever. Obviously, 1 being no dice.
I'm just realizing we are watching a movie on the monitors with John Candy in it, which
Oh,
Wait, is this Uncle Buck?
it's not one I've seen, so maybe it looks Uncle Bucky.
You've never seen Uncle Buck?
I mean,
It's one of my
he
favorites.
flipped giant pancakes.
That's the best part.
Giant
Like-
Pancake is on the on the
look,
monitor.
the pancake is Uncle Buck. It's the best scene in Uncle Buck. Okay,
Rating.
so what are we
God,
rating
the
this?
rating.
I mean, I'm gonna go. It's a middle of the road 3 for me.
it's a 3 for you.
I mean, it's
Okay.
it's drinkable. It's
Okay.
Really? I'm gonna say, with the fact that it's like pretty miserable outside.
Yeah.
I will say this: I can't think of a drink I'd rather have
Oh, wow.
today.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow, you
So-
like it?
Like, I don't know.
I mean,
4.
Oh,
Wow.
hell yeah!
That's
Like if
good.
it were warmer,
yeah.
I
okay.
think I really would just like I don't know.
Here's my thing. I can always go for like a tropical drink.
Yeah, yeah,
Like when I
that's
come
fair.
in here, part of my reason on why I love tiki is just the escapism.
Yeah.
And this kind of makes me think of the outside. I would be happy if I went and like grabbed a bite to eat somewhere and came in from the rain, had a nice little hot buttered rum. But when I step into this tropical paradise, I'm in Hawaii right now. I'm sitting on a
the
volcano crater.
And you're thinking, why in the fuck did I order this?
At first, I was going to say 2.5,
Uh-huh.
but then both of you guys kind of convinced me. I would say 2.75.
Yeah, it's just not my thing right now. If I drank this on Thanksgiving morning
Yeah.
I'd be
in
like,
my
"Great,
house,
let's start my day.
yeah. I think there are times
I'd
to
indefinitely
Yes.
drink this.
Yeah.
All right. So should we just go ahead and order another one?
Yeah.
And
All
then
right.
we'll do the next segment.
Yeah, we'll just talk while she's making them.
Great.
What do we want to do? Do we want to do dealer's choice? Do
Dealer's
we wanna...
choice. Should we ask for
Let's go for a like top 20 most unpleasant.
Okay.
A bottom 20 drink.
Okay.
But not
Bottom
the
20.
most
Okay.
unpleasant.
Bottom 20. I'm just gonna say, give me your bottom 20.
Yeah.
Give me a bottom 20. Not a phrase you say often.
You don't know me very well.
Yeah.
There
Sometime. Yeah. I just want to help you guys power through.
We gotta have some bad ones at some point.
All
Did we
right.
get a name on what's incoming?
Nope.
You know,
Oh, okay.
tell
Which
us.
is just it's gonna be something. I'm
so-
loving this.
So Andrew, I love your podcast. Yo, is this racist? On your show, people write in.
Mm-hmm.
They ask generally something about themselves. Am I doing something racist?
Yeah.
Is this person at my office racist?
Yeah.
And I feel like most of the time is kind of, but maybe that's not how it's intended.
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
you know, or
realistically, it's never. You find the comedy in like, what the hell are you doing with this situation, or like, why are you asking this? But yes.
right. And if you're asking the question, you're at least showing that you're
Yeah.
aware of
And
it,
you know what's happening.
and
Yeah,
you know what's
exactly.
happening, and you don't want to offend anybody. So
Yeah.
that's where we are. I wanted to get you in here very quickly because if you tell me the answer that I don't want to hear to this question,
Well,
I will
podcast is
pack it
over.
up and I will go the
Wrap
fuck
it up.
home. I will. This will be the 4th and final fucking episode of my time. A tiki podcast hosted by 2 white people.
Sure. Sure.
Yo, is this racist?
Like well, you mean tiki in general, though, is sort of what you're getting
yeah.
at.
Yeah, I don't want to
don't
straddle
wanna
that
offend
line of
anybody.
appropriation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and, like it's kind of been a hot button kind of question. Are you
Yeah.
are you honoring culture,
Or being insensitive.
being
or,
insensitive, or
Mhm.
like where do we stand? In my heart, I'm drinking it because it's fun and it's escaping. But is
Well,
this racist?
it is.
We don't want to be unaware.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I think from what I understand, tiki culture or this like tiki bar thing it's like a World War II people stationed in the Pacific,
Right.
and then sort of like a pastiche of like what they saw, what they thought they were seeing, and like it's kind of like the definition of appropriation. However, this is a thing that I also talk about a lot on Yo's This Racist. There's also like theory versus practice, because like the reality is I would feel fairly confident you could poll a decent number of Polynesian people and then be like, you know, it's fine, we don't care, it's all good. People's relationship with tourism, economies, and
Right.
like the service industry. So the example that's like closest to my heart as like a Chinese American person is so many Chinese American restaurants cater to what they think white people believe Chinese people or Chinese food is. You know, all the Oriental palaces, all that shit.
Yeah.
That like I them in a weird place as like this, you know, like upper middle class Chinese American but immigrant and like college educated and shit. Who am I really telling
Right.
is being racist when a different type of Chinese person opens a restaurant called Oriental Palace or like makes, you know, poo poo platter, all this shit. So it's like complicated in that way that I'm like, realistically, most Polynesian people, I'm pretty sure would just be like, it's fine. It's like how like the gears of capitalism and colonialism turn. For instance, like people aren't asking you to stop doing this.
Yeah.
At least awareness that this isn't actual Polynesian culture.
No, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Which is like, but I think not everyone has that.
yeah.
There's some level of like appropriation or a white person's interpretation of
Yeah.
what that culture is, for
Yeah.
sure. Should I have
Does
not said that? Yeah.
No, I mean, it's like sort of the same logic that in Hawaii, Native Hawaiians have a very complicated relationship with white people from the mainland. when
Yeah. Of
visiting.
course.
It's like
And
on one-
tourism there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
tourism is a major part of the economy, but also, you know, you saw it in 2020 really heavily. People were bringing COVID to the island, and now people are like buying. You know, the colonialism still exists, and it's still
Right.
happening.
Yeah.
But also, like, you're not going to stop it by not participating in this thing.
Yeah. And we're helping
A local
a local
Yeah.
business.
yeah.
So
You know, to the extent that you
That
can.
has very nice people working here. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Our dollars, our attention, our thing always goes to something unethical or that we find unethical.
Right.
Sure.
You'll never be perfect. But like at least acknowledging and realizing and looking, and if you really love Tiki as a thing, it is
Yeah.
like figuring out what actual Polynesian people like.
That's, I
want
think,
and
where
believe.
we're both coming from is we
Yeah.
want to know more about it, be
Yeah.
respectful, pay the correct, like, homage to that culture,
Yeah.
and, like,
I think it's like at least a step to like know that this is an actual Polynesian culture,
totally.
which is
Right.
like not everyone knows that.
yeah.
Right. Right.
Like,
Okay. Good. So we can keep it going.
I think the comparison you made to, like, tourism in Hawaii is a very
yeah,
good comparison.
it's complicated.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see if our drink is ready.
Yeah.
Keep talking though.
It's not maybe perfect that that's how the economy
Sure.
of the island runs, but it is the reality. That's what this is also, I feel like, or some version of that.
I do have a little background info.
Oh, yeah.
20th worst drink on the Grog Log, Planet of the Apes.
It
It looks pretty.
looks great.
It looks pretty.
Quite pretty.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a highball. It's got an umbrella through a cherry.
Look at you on the glass.
I mean, I do drink.
I mean, so do we, but
We didn't know the
we-
glasses.
We're just learning. Oh, look. It looks like it's got like a nice
A
foam.
foam.
Yeah.
Like a foam on
Ooh.
top.
I'm optimistic.
Have we described it enough? We've described it.
It looks like a cartoon of a tiki drink. Like, it looks like very generic to me, I will
Yep.
say.
Yeah. What color is it?
Tiki.
Tiki color.
yeah.
Tiki color. Yeah.
Brown.
Yeah, like that tiki, like muddled.
It's that tiki color of, like, that brown, reddish kind of color.
Yeah.
It does have the froth on top, and we have just normal ice in there.
Okay. So, all right. Did you want to? You had a cheers.
I've
This
got a
time.
cheers.
Oh, good.
Okay.
May we be the people our dogs think we are.
Cheers.
All right, there we
go.
For the 20th worst drink,
If
I,
that's the bottom of the barrel, that's pretty good.
This
I
is
think
this
that's-
this challenge is going to be
that
easy,
is-
y'all.
yeah, that
I like it.
I like.
yeah.
I mean, I'll do
I
our
mean,
two
it's-
tests
okay.
minimum, but, like,
Okay.
I
It's a
do-
wee bit more
That's-
acidic
It's
than
acidic, yeah.
optimal, maybe. Oh, I will say just
Yeah.
before I forget, I did remember as we were having some time to think about it. I think the only toast I ever do is "Cheers, motherfuckers." So
All right, I like
Well, there
that.
you go.
that's what it would have been.
Okay, so here I got it upside down. Here's what we're
One
looking
drink
at.
in, we're reading upside down.
Planet of the Apes. We've got creme de banana.
Okay.
I don't really taste
I
banana,
don't
do
at
you?
all.
No. Pineapple juice, orange juice, lime juice, and Jamaican rum. This is like,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with this.
Yeah.
drink.
I think it's that people dislike.
The
This,
banana.
this might be editorializing from the bartender.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like some people really hate fake banana flavor.
Yeah.
which I don't particularly
I don't get
like,
any of
but
it.
I don't taste it. So
I
she
l-
mixed it well, maybe.
I love fake banana.
like Laffy Taffy banana,
Yeah.
you're into that?
Fake banana flavor, like fake banana and chocolate, is one of my favorite like flavors.
This drink is completely fine.
Yeah.
There's
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
wrong. Actually, like the thing with me is it's not boozy enough. Like it's
Yeah.
like, kind of like
Well,
weak.
that
I
means
taste a
we
lot
can
of.
have a third one.
I know. I taste a lot of juice. I know that's the problem. Drinking
Yeah.
at 4 p.m. on a Tuesday.
That's
Oh, Corey, you were going to tell us more about Tiki history.
Basically, what you had said you knew about Tiki history
Yes, yes.
was also what I had known about Tiki history.
Okay.
Or what I had previously remembered was soldiers coming back after World War II. A lot of them had been stationed in South Pacific and in small towns. And,
I just ate the maraschino cherry and I'm covered in booze.
oh, God.
And then I started leaning into the mic while I was chewing like a lunatic, so I apologize.
So that's kind of what I knew.
Yeah.
It actually started in the late 1920s
Okay.
with Don Beach, who was born Ernest Raymond Beaumont Gaunt.
Yeah.
Ernest Raymond.
Ernest
but
Raymond
Beaumont
but-
Gaunt.
Beaumont. Gaunt.
That's a name.
And then you're just like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go by Don Beach. How do you think you
good.
come up with that? Just
Well,
like,
Don Beach feels like the thing that like the
he
high
started
school bully.
appropriation immediately.
Oh, I was gonna say. Oh, yeah, I guess that's true, right? the Don. I was gonna say it sounds like something that like your high school bully would yell at you while you're on the beach.
Yeah.
Don
Hey,
Beach.
look at Don Beach over there.
Don, Don Beach wearing the fucking shirt with the flowers on it.
All right, Don Beach. Just my guess. I don't know.
I'm going for the maraschino cherry. Sorry.
It's surprisingly boozy.
Interesting. Oh, I just got a little banana hit off that sip I just had.
Huh. I still don't have it.
Don Beach was working on a supercargo yacht, and he was frequently going from America to Sydney by way of Hawaii. He loved the islands and became known for that. When Prohibition ended in 1933, he opened up a bar in Hollywood called Don's Beachcomber. His zombie cocktail became very famous, and it was served in the 1939's World's Fair, which
Yeah.
World's Fair has some like theme park connection
Totally.
to us.
I will say also naming a fake Polynesian cocktail the zombie by a white guy is like a like.
he doubled down real
Yeah,
fast.
like-
Wait a minute. Maybe we should stop this. Stop the history because now I feel that Andrew's kind of leaning towards like stop doing this.
Wait, let me get to
It's like
the
a
last.
round the world on
Let
like
me
I
get
don't
to
know.
his. Let me get to his last. One of his most famous statements was,
Okay.
"If you can't get to paradise, I'll bring it to you."
All
I
right.
think that's kind of what we're doing
Yeah.
a little
Okay.
bit.
Yeah. I know. I
Thank
genuinely
God it wasn't something super original.
like his final statement was, and it's just all asterisks on the page. It's like, oh God, that was really
Like
racist.
Hitler has a lot of great ideas.
And Tiki Fever kind of caught off from there. Don's Beachcomber became even more popular, as did his rival, the
Okay.
restaurant chain Trader Vic's,
Right.
which is another one I feel like most people are familiar with.
Well, that was Tiki 101, and now we're gonna hit you with something called the My Five. So here's what we do.
Here's what we do.
Here's
Oh.
what we do. It's just 5 questions that
Okay.
I think we're gonna ask our guests.
Yep.
We've answered them in episode 1. Here's the My Five.
Yes.
For you, Andrew T.
Ready.
Question 1: do you have a favorite theme park or a theme park that you grew up going to, or what's your relationship with theme parks?
So I grew up in Michigan. So my relationship with theme parks is, we would take school trips to Cedar Point, which is like, you
Yeah.
know, a big, good theme park. But I
Yep.
won't say that's my favorite theme park because my favorite theme park growing up doesn't exist anymore. And I don't really remember it, but I remember it was really fucked up. And it's this place called Boblo Island, which exists in my mind's eye. I'm positive this can't be correct, but basically, like, because Detroit is like right. You can take like a bridge to Canada
Yeah.
from Detroit.
Right.
And it's basically in that channel. There's this island that had really janky, like, carny level rides and stuff, but
Okay.
you would take a ferry to. called Boblo Island that I was randomly looking at this the other day. It shut down shockingly late, like in the 90s.
Oh, wow.
In my head, I was like, oh, I probably went there once when I was 5 and just like never, because it was like carny shit. It was like a permanent traveling carnival.
What made it your favorite? I'm waiting for the.
No,
This
because
is
it
why
was just
it's my-
weird and terrible. And we
Okay.
took a ferry from Detroit, which was like a big deal when I was like, again, like 8
Yeah.
at most. I can't even remember when I went. But it's just like the weirdest place because it's like so Michigan. No one's obviously ever heard of it.
Yeah, I've not heard of that one.
And
to
it
be
like
honest.
definitely should be like the setting for some kind of international incident one day. Like I don't remember the actual island.
That's
And it's surprisingly hard to find documentation of what's on there. So I genuinely don't remember. I was like too young.
This
We gotta-
sounds like a documentary that's ready
I know
to
we
be
got
made.
to
Yeah.
contact Defunct Land.
Sorts of stuff.
Do you fuck with Disney or Universal or anything these days? or
I mean, I went to Disneyland. Oh my God. I went on March 3rd of 2020. It's
Right
like the
before it shut down.
Yes, I think I was there when we were like, should we be here?
Yeah.
Should like is
There was
this
rumblings
okay?
it wasn't going to
Yeah,
be
is
great.
this
yeah.
okay? We hear about this thing coming.
Yeah.
We're like, fuck it.
How
we'll
bad
go.
could it be? Yeah. I remember my most like xenophobic moment was we were in one of the rides. I think it's the California one where you're like flying through California.
Soarin'.
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 Yep.
My friends and I were sitting next to an Italian family, and like literally all I knew was like, these Italian motherfuckers are gonna give us coke.
Right, and you're simultaneously saying, "Oh, it smells like citrus." You can smell
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
Evergreen.
we
Yeah.
If we take a deep breath, we can smell the
But
oranges.
they were fine, and that was me being incredibly xenophobic.
Yeah, but then cut to a month later, and we're all banging pots and pans outside outside the window.
It was really so. I like Disney. I guess I went at some point in like probably 2021 or something. I brought in so many gummies and I believe some magic mushrooms, and then I just had a corn dog, and it was wonderful enough.
Nice.
Oh my god, that is
They're the
one of my
best.
favorite fucking foods.
They're the best corn dogs.
It's
They're
the
so
best
good.
corn dog of all time.
Oh,
What's question 2 on the My 5?
Do you have a most embarrassing drunk moment
drunk moment.
or like high moment? So like bonus
Yeah.
points if it happened at a theme park, like what you were just
Yeah.
describing, possibly.
No, that was remarkably chill. When I was in high school, I took way too much LSD. Like
Oh.
way too much LSD. And my like dirtbag friends basically abandoned me. And in my head, what I was doing was a little bit like that Simpsons episode with the insanity pepper. I thought I was like walking on like a green field for like miles and miles and miles and miles. What I was doing in reality was standing on top of the ping pong table in my basement and circling that
Oh my god.
my God.
unbelievably perilously.
That's
It's
hilarious.
crazy I didn't fall off a ping pong table for hours.
That's
Like,
amazing.
So deeply dangerous. So in a way, that was my most embarrassing. Although I wasn't really like cognitively present to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
But I have to imagine that was
Well,
my
that's just
most
a fun
embarrassing.
story, though,
It was
too.
really
Yeah.
fucked up.
Okay, so this is an interesting question, and I'm very interested in this with you because I know that we've talked food a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you this, and while you think about it,
Okay.
I'm going to do a redaction on myself.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
If you had to go to any restaurant
Mm-hmm.
and order everything off the menu,
Oh.
food, drink, everything, and you had to eat everything,
Uh-huh.
what restaurant would that be?
Oh.
And I'm going to talk about my answer from episode 1. As I edit this and listen to it back, I have seen that the effects of alcohol sometimes happen.
We haven't had any tonight, so
No,
this
the
is
first
good.
Not a drop.
No, the first thing that comes to my mind is often the best answer.
Yes.
So I think I went with that. My original answer was Trader Sam's at Disneyland.
Oh, okay. I don't think I know it enough.
It's just where I learned about tiki, and they have this
It's a
type
bunch
of.
of like small plates,
Sure,
like
sure.
traditional Polynesian.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Like
that's
long beans, crispy long beans, like pupu platter, that sort of thing.
Right,
honestly,
right.
it's not even the best example of any of this.
Sure. Well, it's
Or
Disneyland.
B, my favorite example of any of this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I'm gonna go, like, if I want tiki drinks and I want that kind of food, I love Latitude 29 in New Orleans.
Right.
There's so many places that I would probably choose before that, but blame it on the alcohol. I'll tell you that Corey said Din Tai Fung.
Really?
Even though
It's too much.
Even
Too
though
doughy.
I am largely allergic to any shellfish,
Oh, yeah, you would
asparagus,
die.
etc.
Yeah.
I've got my EpiPen.
Yeah.
We're
She
good to
loves
go.
dumplings.
I love dumplings.
Man, I'm trying to like, god damn.
It's hard.
So I could in that world take down a dim sum restaurant, but I don't know if I want to do that. Part of me wants to just say like a Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
That's a solid choice.
Oh no, the Arby's on Sunset. Just that weird one, Sunset and the 101.
Why is that turn so hard to make?
People hate Arby's?
No, I love Arby's.
That Arby's, one of my friends is a food writer who you should have on the show sometime because she loves tiki. Put out a poll for one of her like food ventures, like what's the most underrated restaurant in Los Angeles? And I wrote back and I said, I know you're gonna think this is a joke, but I mean this 100%. The Arby's on Sunset is the most underrated restaurant in Los Angeles.
Yes.
It's so good enough.
I'm with you.
People hate it.
Why?
Because people
Yeah.
hate Arby's. Arby's is a punchline,
well,
but they're
Arby's
wrong.
is a hacky punchline.
Yeah. I went there one time and I ordered a red velvet milkshake. And I watched them take a plastic cup and spray the inside with like a Rob Zombie level of red dyed sugar
Oh my
food
God.
Oh,
coloring.
no.
And then put ice cream into it. And I was like, this place fucking rules. It's so weird. I love that place so much.
It's so funny because I think that a lot of times our minds go from, oh, okay, well, I could eat anything at this fancy restaurant,
Yeah.
but then we always go back down to
Like staples.
In-N-Out.
Yeah,
you said
realistically.
In-N-Out too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said like In-N-Out, I could eat that. I've seen your Instagram, like always makes me so hungry with like, I'm like, what is he eating from this Koreatown restaurant?
That is
Like,
true. There's this place, maybe my other one, this place called Sunnongdang in Koreatown.
Yeah.
Which is, they're a place that has an extensive menu, but like 99% of people only get the one thing that they're known for.
Right.
Which is this dish called galbi jim. It's like a soy sugar braised pot in like a sizzling stone like cauldron of short rib, brisket, oxtails extra, but you got to get the oxtail.
Fuck, give it to me now.
Carrot, potato, onion.
Sounds really good.
And like rice cakes.
God, that sounds great. But these drinks, how do you guys feel about Planet of the Apes?
Dave, did the last two drinks taste like different temperatures of the same drink to you?
I mean, they're kind of this.
I kind of feel like that's all a tiki drink
Okay.
is.
Literally what I said. I'm done.
Like,
I was like, some are sweeter, some are more bitter.
Have it on the record that I think if you boiled this one up, I wouldn't
Put
be
a
able
little,
to tell
put
the
a little
difference.
butter on
Yeah.
top. Might
Well,
be the same.
my thing is that when you put pineapple juice and orange juice in anything, it's just going to taste like pineapple
Yeah.
juice and orange juice.
Right.
So
and that's why the
it's-
color is the color.
The tiki color.
Yeah, tiki
Yeah,
color.
of
Take out your
course.
tiki Crayola crayon.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like a muddy pineapple juice kind of color.
Yeah.
And then just go from there, and you vary.
It's
Like,
like
if it's browner, it's a little bit more rum forward.
It's
and then-
tiki light, tiki medium,
Yeah.
tiki dark.
Got
yeah.
it.
That's it.
So,
That's what. Okay.
do you want to do it in one more?
Yeah, let's
Are
do
you
one
good
more.
to
Order
go?
it up.
Oh, one more drink.
Yeah, one more drink.
Let's do it. Do they do stuff that's like frozen here? I feel like.
There
Is
might
anything,
be something.
anything blended? Should we
Yeah.
want to
Yes.
say like anything
Yeah.
blended?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything blended on the menu?
I assume we're gonna get a slushy version of what we just had. Last time I was in Hawaii, I think the thing I wanted. Imperialism inside. We drove by the
Oh.
Dole plantation. I was like, I'm such a sucker for Dole Whip. I love Dole Whip
Yeah.
They're
so
amazing.
much. And Dole Whip with just like 1 or 2 shots of rum dumped into it is, I think, my favorite
It's good.
tiki thing.
A boozy Dole Whip.
All right. Next
Okay.
question.
All right, next question.
Oh my God, yeah.
What do you geek out about? For example, Dave and I,
Oh,
theming
sure.
nerds.
Yes.
Theme
Anything
parks.
with a theme.
I don't know about geek out about because I don't like love it, but at some point in 2020 I was like, I'm just gonna get good at poker.
Ah.
No, that's a good geek out. Yeah.
Well, but I hesitate to like describe myself as geeking out because I genuinely hate other people who play poker. I don't like playing poker. Like I hate playing poker live because I'm just like these people are like horrible. Like I just wanted to beat the game
Gotcha.
of poker.
Right.
So it's this weird thing where like I spend a lot of time studying poker and listening to poker podcasts, but I'm kind of uniformly, I'm like, these people are fucking terrible. So I play online, needless to say.
Yeah.
But
We
there was
might be getting something good.
yeah, here we
Nope.
go.
Okay,
Oh,
I
God.
thought she was going to light something on fire.
We have
she
big-
is. She's going to light something on fire.
Oh, this is amazing.
Okay, Dave is getting our drinks. We're getting a.
Yeah, we
He's
have.
filming. He's
It
filming.
looks like a pint of chocolate milk with ice cubes in it.
And she just poured some liquor on top.
Yeah.
Into
maybe
like a lemon boat?
I want to say a lemon.
Oh, did she light that with her finger?
She did.
She's a badass. God damn. Okay, they're burning. They're burning.
Yay.
Oh, now we got cinnamon. They're flaming. Oh, it's like little fireworks. Blue flame.
That was amazing.
Do you think Dave's gonna light himself on fire on the way back
I
here?
hope so.
His sweater just goes up.
Oh my God. All right, we're listening to
not-
the bartender describe what this is called. There we go. Okay. 8 ounces Lopez coconut cream, 2 ounces lime juice,
7
ounces of
Jamaica rum.
This is wild. I mean,
Okay,
this looks like
flaming.
like a like a Starbucks drink on fire.
And it smells so good.
At what point do we?
Do you have to
Blow
blow
the
it
fire
out? I
out.
don't want to put that in for you because
I
it might
guess
light
not.
on fire.
She's like, I'll just give you your straws on the side.
We were taking bets on if you were going to light your sweater on fire.
Yeah. I think you still might.
Yeah, there's still time.
I'm
Do
gonna
we
see
just
what
blow
happens.
it out?
I'm
Okay,
just gonna
okay.
blow it
All
out.
right, all right.
Okay,
I
so
dumped mine in.
so we had a drink that was on fire. It was called the Coconaut Re-Entry. The Re-Entry is the flaming part, she said.
And it's just in a pint glass, a
it's-
blended
oh my
drink.
Yeah, it's a blended drink in a pint glass.
Tasted it.
I tasted it a bit. It's really good. It's a lot more limey than it looks.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Cheers, motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
cheers,
yeah, do your
motherfuckers.
cheers.
All right. Thank you for.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
for coming.
thanks for
Thank you
having
for
me.
being our first guest.
Oh my God. Oh.
I like it.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
It's good.
It is limey. It's a
does-
cold version. It's a blended version of
It
what
does-
we
It's
had.
the same fucking drink.
So basically, I will just say we've just been on a temperature gradient down from the first one.
We've re-entered. We're
Yeah.
Warmish,
Yeah.
cold.
Cold. Iced.
Blended.
Yeah. It's
I
just
love it.
the same thing at different temps.
This one has cinnamon.
This one does have cinnamon though, and it was flaming.
There is a strong aroma of toasted cinnamon in
This
the air.
toasted cinnamon smells so delicious.
It's a light.
It's a
It's
different color.
It's a darker white coconut color.
It's a darker white coconut. Okay,
Okay,
so we
I'm gonna turn on my phone light. Oh God. Okay, I'm turning it off. Turn it off.
everybody has scattered and
Yeah,
gone,
yeah.
oh my fucking tiki cockroaches.
It is. It
They
is.
run away with their little
Pina colada-y.
color.
Yeah.
So okay, so we went through. This is a re-entry. Like I said, the coconut has coconut cream, lime juice, and Jamaican rum.
Yeah.
The re-entry
Oh,
has
this is a different thing. Oh God.
yes, but the re-entry is the lime shell is then filled with 151.
Yeah.
And then the 151 is lit on
It's
fire.
151.
Yeah. But it's like it's
So
But
it-
151 is.
It doesn't taste potent.
It's
though.
just for decor, typically.
151 has a bad rap because it's
Yeah.
just like the highest proof shit that you drank when you were 16. It's like this is 150 fucking one. Sometimes it's just like a higher proof rum, like,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
okay, and it's lit on fire.
Yeah.
So,
It burns well. The bartender did light
She
it with
lit
her
it with
finger.
her
It was
finger.
pretty cool.
Did you see
She did
that?
it with her
It
finger.
was pretty cool.
That was pretty badass.
Yeah, that's
Huh.
great. Okay, where are we on the My Five? Have we finished the My Five?
No, you have your last question.
Remind me of that question. Oh, what's your go-to drink?
Yeah, there you go.
What's your
Oh.
go-to drink?
I mean, this probably says more about me, but these days my go-to drink is probably literally what I say to servers is, "What's the wateriest beer you got?" That's typically what I order. You know what? Oh, I will say my cocktail of choice is probably a Vesper.
Ooh.
Which is 1 part vodka, 1 part gin, half part. Well, it's a martini essentially,
Okay.
but instead of vermouth, you use Lillet, and it's with a twist.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice.
That I think is what I typically get.
And
at
what's
like
your
a-
favorite watery beer?
Any. They're all really similar.
That's a good thing about watery beers.
Yeah,
I guess.
anything from like a Tecate to
Nice.
an Asahi to a Coors Light.
When we were talking about weird things we got into during 2020,
Yes.
I have a weird, notorious history with my friend group of loving Miller High Life.
Oh, sure.
It somehow became crazy popular
Yes.
when the pandemic came out that you put Campari
Yeah.
into Miller High Life.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't like Campari.
You don't like bitter stuff.
That's my thing. That
Yeah.
I'm very wary of all the bitters that are coming.
Damn.
Like,
Which is what everyone has told us are the rough drinks, are the bitters drinks. But to be honest, this is where we differ.
Yeah.
I prefer bitter over sweet.
no, I mean,
Yeah.
like, I don't like a Negroni.
I love a
yeah, you're gonna have
Negroni.
a tough time.
I know.
I
But I guess
love a
tiki,
Negroni.
a tiki menu is a better place
Yeah.
Right.
for this.
All right.
I don't
So,
know.
Here's what I learned today. The podcast lives on.
We're gonna keep on going.
The podcast lives to see another day. The 20th worst drink on this menu is not so
Still
bad.
pretty
This is
good.
going to be cake.
This
Yeah.
is going to
If,
be
if
easy.
that truly is the 20th worst, you're in.
We're gonna make it.
Where would you rank these drinks?
The one we're drinking right now is my favorite.
Yes.
Me too.
But again, if there was a way to magically make them all the same temperature,
They might be the same.
I don't think, gun to my head, I could tell you the difference.
This one, I'll say that the addition of the cinnamon, like
taste
mixed in,
different, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. For
Yeah.
me, it's 3, 2, 1.
Me too.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. I don't know. I'm maybe
The first
3, 1,
one,
2.
I have the hot buttered rum, in pure taste terms, was my second favorite. But I think actually, given that we're about to go back out into the drizzly LA dreariness, I might look back on it more fondly than you think.
Sure, I get that.
Again, and if it were piping hot, it would definitely have been my favorite because
Heat that shit up.
temperature is my only differentiator between these two drinks. And the middle one was fine.
Obviously, our bartender tonight had a very specific taste.
If I ever get to be gone again or be on the show again, I want something chocolatey if I ever come on again.
Okay.
Chocolatey.
If it's
Look,
a thing, I
Here's
don't know.
the thing. There's that rum that I told you about, Kohana.
Yeah.
They make one that is a cacao honey rum.
It's
Damn.
good.
That sounds amazing.
It's really good. It's,
Okay.
It's called Coco Leca.
Okay, I'm about it.
I
That
make
is something
I make a drink called This Shit Is Bananas.
That's a.
Banana and chocolate.
It's so good.
okay.
That's the best flavor
His drink is so
combination.
This
good.
shit is bananas.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
good.
very good drink. So
Okay.
you come over my place and I'll make you a This Shit Is
This
Bananas.
is wonderful.
So I think we did it.
We did it.
We did it. We drank the drinks.
Yes.
3
Three
drinks
more
down.
down.
3 more down. Thank you to
Thank
Andrew.
you so much, Andrew.
Thank
Thanks
you to
for
Andrew,
having
our
me.
first guest.
Thank you for
Do
the
you want to
drinks.
plug
Wonderful.
anything? Do you want to?
Yeah, I mean, just listen to Yo, Is This Racist if you want. I don't know. I will say this. If you're feeling extra both generous and or curious, our premium subscription site is called suboptimalpods.com. And you can subscribe. I can't remember which tier level, but we actually recorded our visit to Disneyland, which is the one that I've been talking to.
Shit.
So it's in there somewhere.
That's awesome.
I unfortunately right this second can't do a more specific promo, but it is in there.
This is what happens when you fuck with tiki drinks.
Yeah. But yeah, just Yo, Is This Racist? That's my podcast.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for being our first guest.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
having me. This
we're-
is wonderful.
We're gonna go pay some bills, and that's our show, I think, tonight.
Mahalo.
All right. Bye.
Yay.
We're back and we're going to send it on home. But before we do, we want to thank you for listening. And we want to thank Andrew T for joining us. Go check out his podcast, please. It's super funny. It's called Yo, Is This Racist?
And educational in a non-threatening way, to be honest. It's just fun, listen, and you can learn.
Yeah. And thank you all for all the continued support. It's been so fun getting your emails and your calls and your texts, responding to different parts of the episodes. I love to see it. If you want to send us any questions or feedback or toasts that we can use on upcoming episodes, you know how to hit us up. It's 559-WE-DRUNK to call us. It's at MyTimeThePodcast on Instagram,
And
and
Gmail.
it's mytimethepodcast@gmail.com. Please, only if you like our show, give us a rating on iTunes.
Yeah, don't be mean.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on the fence on whether or not you like it,
You just skip.
yeah, don't worry about giving us a star rating. But if you're like, hey, these guys are really fun, then hit us up with 5 stars on iTunes.
We're just looking to be light and give everybody a little giggle as they're commuting or whatever they're doing.
Until next week, thanks for listening.
Mahalo.
Bye.